in some alfalfa seedings. You get to see firsthand what it looks like from the tractor cab. This is alfalfa is used for feeding cows and horses and sheep, goats. Alfalfa is considered the queen of forages. So we've been growing hay for all along. We used to dairy back in the day, but we recently, about 2 years ago, we sold our cows. So now we sell hay to other organic dairy farms. A lot of them are Amish, so they don't have the ground, or they can't make enough of their own. So we grow extra. It's kind of like a cash crop. So we make it and sell it to them. As you can see, this is looking over the hood of the tractor. Been drilling most of the day. We got this field prepped and ready, and trying to beat the rain this evening. Kind of see the mark from my last pass, and I just try to keep it on that. Go down back and forth across the field all day until it's done. It's been going pretty smooth. We've got one field to go after this. I think we're going to get lucky. Kind of see a nice sunset there. It's going to be a little bit after dark before we get done, but as long as it doesn't rain, I'm a happy camper. So when we're seeding alfalfa, we use a cover crop, which I'd mentioned in the other video. We've been using wheat. Wheat works really well. It grows. The reason you use a cover crop is it grows faster than the alfalfa does, so it helps shade out the weeds, and it also helps stabilize the soil. If you have fields that are nice worked up like this, you get a heavy rain on them, you can get wash, like the water sheds too quickly, and it takes the dirt with it when it runs off the field. Most all of our fields are sloped, and nothing's very flat that we get to farm. So we got to watch that. So we use a cover crop that comes up out of the ground quickly, and then we can harvest that. We'll mow it and bale it, and then sell it. If we get it cut in time, it makes really good feed as well. And then after we cut it the first time, it won't come back, but the alfalfa will have had time to sprout and take off, and to be growing along underneath the wheat. So it's kind of like two crops, but then after the cover crop has been made, as I said, it won't come back, but the alfalfa will be there. Hopefully, if we get a good stand, it could last up to 5 years. So that's what we hope for anyway. It's a lot of work putting them in, but it pays in the long run if you can get them in time. So I'll show how the drill works here in a little bit. As I mentioned earlier, that the grain drill is kind of like a controlled spill, but we also you can adjust how much comes out, like of the alfalfa seed and also the wheat seed. And I try to keep track of the alfalfa, like how much is going on. Usually once you get it set, you're good to go. You don't have to mess with it after that, but sometimes the seed varies a little bit, like in whether it's also mixed with some grass seeds. We use orchard grass and clover as well. So then if the mix isn't the same in each batch or whatever, if you get a little more grass versus alfalfa, it could be lighter, throw off your calculation. But try to drop 20 pounds of alfalfa, and then a bushel and a half of wheat, which would be about 90 pounds of wheat per acre. And so we try to get that as close as we can, and I'll show you how I do that. You get to use a little math skills, little infield calculations to keep track of it. I use a luggage scale to weigh the seed that I put in, and then the drill keeps track of each acre that it plants by however many rotations are on a tire. So there's a nice little it keeps track of how many acres we've covered, so then it works out. So I'm gonna stop here on the end and we're gonna fill it up with grass seed again and see how it looks. There, this is the drill, this is the back shot. Those arms that just folded up and then went back down, those are called markers. So what those do is they're a set length, they're half the distance of the drill. So what it does is it rolls along beside you, in this case it's 7.5 feet from the edge of the drill, and then it leaves the line in the dirt. Like you saw earlier, I try to keep the center of the tractor on that line, and then what that does is that makes my pass equal on both sides. So then I'm not overlapping too much on the pass that I did already, and I don't have to keep looking back and seeing if I need to move over, if I'm too far away or closer or farther or whatever. It gives you a good reference point to how you need to drive. So it's pretty handy to have. It's not necessary. Like once you do it long enough, you kind of know where you need to drive, but it makes it nice to just have that reference where you don't have to concentrate as much and it doesn't wear you out as much by the end of the day. If you can just kind of keep your nose right on the mark and you don't have to think about it as much. So that's kind of nice. But I have to, it automatically switches sides when I raise it up on the end. There's a valve in there that switches, so then it knows to put the other side down. So I don't have two different levers to pull. The same lever runs both markers. It's pretty neat how that works out. It keeps it going how you want it to go. So just a convenience to keep it, make your day not as tiring at the end of it as if you're running over a lot of acres a day. You get fatigued, and it's just one more thing to make it a little easier on. Okay, so here's the drill. Our drill has, this is called a cultipacker, what's here in the front. These diggers right here, and then this big packing wheel. This is really heavy, and it's got little knobs on it. It packs the soil before the drill back here actually goes over it, but it does it all in one pass because alfalfa likes a firm seed bed. So it means the ground needs to be packed pretty good before you plant it. So with having that packer right there, it packs it up good, and then it drops all the seed in, and then back here, these are all packing wheels as well. So then after the seed's dropped in, it packs it all in, and then the seed makes good soil contact, and then it's ideal growing conditions. Okay, so I'm gonna weigh my bag of seed I got here, and we're at 42 pounds, give or take. So then it goes in this box right up here on the front. I put the grass seed in up there. You can see this is what it looks like. It's got grass, and then the little tiny things, that's alfalfa and clover mix. And back here is where the wheat goes. This is wheat, just like what we saw in the other video, and that's our cover crop. It's not nearly as precise because its job is just to get out of the ground and start growing. Okay, so we're back up and running again. Got her filled up. Now I've got a math problem, modern day math problem for all you mathematicians out there. So the last time I filled up the drill, it was at 3.3 acres. When I filled up this time, it was at 7.3 acres. And I put in 75 pounds of seed. So now, what information do we need out of that to figure out how many pounds per acre I got? Well, first, we subtract the acres to figure out how many acres we planted. So we'll take 7.3 minus 3.3. That's 4. That's 4 acres exactly. So now, all we got to do is divide 75 by 4, and we come up with almost 19. There we go. That's pretty close to 20. I'm happy with that. We'll go with it. So hopefully this keep planting here, and we'll get this field finished up before the rain comes. I got one more to go after this. We'll call this project accomplished for now. Hopefully it's been interesting to see what it's like down in the trenches planting alfalfa 2020.